What drew me into wanting to work in the food industry, and especially pastry, is my earliest memories are being in the kitchen with my mom. One of my first memories is standing at the kitchen sink peeling tomatoes because we were canning tomatoes. And then we moved into Christmas cookies. My mom always let me lick the beaters and make cinnamon sticks out of her leftover pie dough crust. And I was just always in the kitchen with her, and it was a very happy place for me to be. I probably always knew that I wanted to work in the restaurant industry and in baking and pastry, but I got a lot of negative feedback from people about long hours and low pay and do something else. I tried other things that didn't really work out for me. I made a decision to follow my heart and follow my gut, and I went to pastry school, and it was amazing and fun, and I loved it. And I have been here working at Purple Cafe since 2006. Probably the greatest sense of accomplishment that I get is when I get feedback from the customers via a server or a customer comment card or Yelp saying, that bread pudding was the best thing I ever had, that sorbet was amazing. Anything that is an affirmation that tells me that I'm doing a really good job and that they get what I'm trying to do is very satisfying to me. What I love about being a pastry chef is being able to play with food. I play with chocolate, I play with dough, and I get in there and I have fun. And to me, it's like being in kindergarten and playing with Play-Doh and finger painting, and it's amazing. The biggest challenge for me personally at the job I'm with currently is the volume that we do. It can be very overwhelming, and the intent is to serve the same plate over and over and over again, and it needs to look exactly the same every single time, and sometimes you're tired and it's hard to send everything out exactly the way it's supposed to. So we're gonna make some brulee. So what I have here is 4.5 cups of pasteurized egg yolks, which is amazing if you can get it because you don't have to worry about giving anybody salmonella poisoning. It's always a bonus. Scrape that out. Then I'm gonna go ahead and add my half gallon of cream. Got 4 cups of sugar and 3 tablespoons of vanilla juice. We're whisking the sugar, the yolks, and the vanilla paste and half a gallon of cream together. And the reason you want to add the half a gallon of cream to the yolks before you add the sugar is because sugar will actually cook your yolks if you add it to them without another liquid there. So, handy little tip, never add sugar to your yolks. Bad idea. Alright. It's always very important when you're working with brulee base that you strain it through a fine mesh strainer to catch any of the yolks that did get cooked by the yolks. Otherwise they'll end up in your brulee and you'll get a yucky, funky texture. Okay, so here we are with our brulee base that we made earlier. And I have my ramekins set up in a hotel pan. And it's very important that you take your ramekins and wipe them to make sure they're dry, because water in your brulee will ruin your brulee. It will never set. So all of our ramekins have been wiped, so they're nice and dry. So pour our brulee base in, almost to the top. Okay, so it's been about 30 minutes, so we're going to come check on our brulees and see how they're doing. Perfect timing. So I'm just going to take them back over to my workstation and I'll show you how you know they're done. Okay, so here are the brulees after we pulled them out of the oven. And what I always tell people is you want your brulee to wiggle. See how they shake a little bit? But not jiggle. You don't want a jello jiggle. So as long as they've got a little bit of movement to them, but they're not whoopy, you're good to go. So we're gonna let these cool down in here for about 5 minutes so we can grab them. We'll clean off the edges and put them away, and you'll have creme brulee ready to go. Here's our brulee after we've let it rest. You normally want to let your brulee rest for at least 2 hours so that it can cool down and come together. So you're gonna take some raw sugar here. You just want a nice even coating. Tap, 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 and then tap it back into your sugar. And then you get your handy dandy, get your handy dandy kitchen torch. I really advise against getting one of the kitchen torches that you can get at Sur La Table or Williams Sonoma. You get a propane tank at Fred Meyer for $3.99. And the torch is a little more expensive. You get more firepower to do for brulee. And you want to keep your torch moving so you don't scorch the sugar. And there you go, a perfect brulee.